you cannot get from uh, going there. Well, I shouldn't say that. You can go to the Trading Post, but there's the link for it. So tradingpost.beehive.com. The way that we set up our newsletter where it gets delivered out automatically for us. So go there, go ahead and get registered for it because we do not register you automatically for that as an email. Today's trades. What did you all do today? What trades did you get to take on today? And it could have been from last week. I am still working off of, let's see, vacation. So no trades done for me today. Hardly looked at the market. I did look at it a little bit over the weekend. Got caught over the last week. Got caught twice by my wife. So that was not a fun situation because my commitment to her is on vacation, there's no trading. And I told her that she's not home, so it's cool. But I told her that I was managing existing trades and I couldn't just walk away from it. And she was all right. She didn't trust me or believe me, but I got away with it for now. And then we're back this week. So again, it's lighter weeks or lighter trading days. I don't normally do much the 2 weeks, the week of Christmas, the week of New Year's. I don't normally do much. It's just a lot of uncertainty. When I say uncertainty, there's happiness, but we don't know if it's real happiness or not, right? So is it one person put in a trade and light volume and it pops and then someone else goes? I've seen too many things happen over the years that I tend to just stay away from these 2 weeks, just in general for me. As it looks like many of you do the same thing, tend to stay away. So let's see. Um, all right. So I got an email from Amelia. Let's see. Go ahead and get rid of this. I haven't looked at this yet, so I have no idea what Brenda did today. Um, all right, good. I got everything off, so that's fine. So I just want to take all her info off there before I share this. So this is on SPY. So if you look at the timestamp, the bottom one is green, 10:52 a.m., and that is today is the 29th, right? Yep, all day. So she went ahead and bought 2,000 shares to open, or 2,000 contracts, I should say, of the December 29th, the $25 call. So that's today's expiration date, puts at $688. And she bought another 800 at the same 688, and she got out of the 2,800 at 688. So she had no profit on this at all. It was just a trade that went flat sideways. They happen. Am I missing something there, Brenda? It looks like 688, 688, 6. I'm not seeing anything unless there was a second email. Oh God, I didn't. Oh yeah, I didn't even see that one, Brenda. Okay. Let me move this off of here though. Let's see. I didn't realize there was a second email. So let me go ahead and get rid of all of the header info. All right, so guys, this was from last week. So 1226, whew, lots of activity going on in there. Whole lot of activity happening there, right? So on the 26th, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it was one trade, two trades. These are all buys. That's three trades, four, five trades. It looks like five trades in total, five red lines, five closes in there. And it's all on the 26th. Brenda, you are a busy camper there. $135,000. So, guys, Brenda does big numbers as far as contracts goes. So, what if instead of 1,500 contracts, what if you did one? Just one contract, right? That's all it takes. It does not take 10, 100,000, 10,000, million. You don't need to have big money. But when you look at one contract, one put would have cost you $1.69. Oh, let me stop my recording here. And the recording is only to start my drawing tools. One contract would have cost you $1.69. You would have sold it for $2.21. 79, 89, 09, 19, 42 cents. That's $42 of profit. Let's see. I can't really see the numbers without sliding backwards there. between 10:51 and 11:15. So 25 minutes. In about 25 minutes, $42. Now that's one, right? Now it was only $169. What if you had 1690 and you did 10? Now you're up $420. See where I'm going with this? There's a lot of opportunity on SPY. I do believe it belongs in everybody's um, basket of positions that you trade. So great job, Brenda. Appreciate you sending them in. Continue to do so. Anybody else wants to send your trades in like this, guys, I will gladly bring them up and go over them. Get them into support. Try to get them there by 11 o'clock if at all possible so they can get them out to me and in time. Um, that's okay, Brendan. All good. All good. Um, okay. So I didn't even look at anything that has had an opportunity to move today, right? Except SPX, and we're down today on the S&P, right? So we're already rolling flat on Adobe. Let's kind of bring that out a little bit, right? AMD, it's looking like it's ready to give down a little bit here and here. All right, so it looks like we're looking at a potential rollover on Broadcom. Right, I like that we put in a lower low in there. Right, this is not part of the low. Booking still running. Here we've got Coinbase that's rolling over as well, but nothing there is a key entry there. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. CrowdStrike, yeah, I mean it's that 482, 462, 482. That 482 level is ripe for a fail off it, which we got before. Wouldn't worry about them yet. DoorDash, nothing there. I'm looking at bearish right now. This is still a bullish neutral bias. There we go. Home Depot rolled over. Home Depot heard that I went to Benjamin Moore and bought my paint. They weren't happy and they came crashing down today. We're down about $4.50 today. I would be watching that 346 level closely for a break, a retest, and a fail. I'd look at halfway as my first target on my setup. Right, Eli Lilly, just making money hand over fist. Meta, come on, baby, come on down. Welcome to The Price is Right, and it ain't right for me to buy it right now. So come on down. Netflix, still waiting on Netflix fail. Right, I want to see that close below 92.42. I think that close below the 92.42 level. I think that gets us down to 87. If we get a close below there and don't bounce back up above it and close above, if we close below it, I think we can look at a retest and a fail down to that 87.19 level. Right? And my goal, ultimately, I'd love to see the 82. That would be a no-brainer. It's time to buy a place for me. We talked about some of this about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, in Inner Circle with other companies that have announced splits and are announcing splits, and how do we look at those and what's the plan and so forth. I do like the way Oracle is setting up. I think there's opportunity to the downside on Oracle right now, right? Fail, retest, and drop, and there's your entry. SPY is still in the bullish bias. We're okay. Bullish neutral, nothing great there. Jim said Meta daily chart looks like an H building. It went to the 50 line. Is that correct? Let's take a look, Jim. Let's go to Meta. Yeah, I mean, we went to the 50, and then this long wick here is just ugly. I'm wondering if that had anything to do with the dividend. What was the dividend there? It's only 52 cents. In many cases, the ex-dividend date, I'm assuming the ex-dividend date is the 15th, which is the date you have to own, is the date that you're going to be executed or you're going to get that dividend. But what normally happens is when they pay a dividend, if the dividend is 52 cents, the stock price has to drop by 52 cents, which is not a big deal. That's just, you would never even know it. It's intraday movement. It's not like it's a $10 stock and they're paying a dollar dividend. Then you're going to notice it. Other than that, not really. But yeah, Jim, we made the move up one line and a little bit, and then we started bouncing, flailing, vacillating, whatever word you want to use. Yuck, ugly, right? Get me down below the 649 again, break, retest, fail, and then 623 is the next downside. So I like the setup if we can get the move. And I'm all for Team Meta down, to the downside. I'm all for it. Guys, I want to see, if we look, we got nothing in here at all. We get down to this 581. That might be all we get out of it. But I don't have anything strong until we get down here to about 480. That 480 is to me it's a no-brainer buy zone right there. Now, when I say that, I don't mean, all right, it hit 480 on the way down, let's buy. I'm talking about it got to that 480, it bounces off of there. There's the first entry. And as many of you know, I like to make my entries into my long positions when I'm buying equities with stocks. I like to make it in with an ideal goal of 5 entries. So if you're going to buy 100 shares, then you do 20, 20, 20, 20, 25 times, right? You do 20 shares each. That's the way I do it. There may be a point I only get 80. I don't get the full 100. It may just be a runaway train and I never get another opportunity to get that last entry, and that's okay, right? I take what I take and that's it. I base it on the number of shares I want to own. Yes, there are times that I've paid a lot more for it. Tesla is one of those where I paid double for my last entry than I did for my first one. And it happens, but I needed the right place to take the entry, and it was all based on patterns. Again, those that are in Inner Circle, and there's a lot of you in here today, make sure you go back and check out that last video if you weren't there live, where we talked about that. But that 480 has got some critical importance to it right there. It was a great, let's go back a little bit. I mean, you look at that 480, that pullback level took us, we got to go back here to mid 24 to see that again before this. So we had a nice run over there, pullback, strong, deep, hard, painful, and a bounce, good bounce off of there. It came right in from back here. So I like it a lot. We just have nothing else in between. We're looking at, July of 24. We're not really bouncing until April of 25. So 10 months, 8, 10, 12 months, whatever it is. So we got just under a year there, right? So I like Meta a lot if we can get that kind of pullback. Now, we may get down to the 581, and that may be the only opportunity. And I may have to bite the bullet and take a small position there. I would probably take a half position. And what I mean by that is instead of breaking it into 5 entries, I might break it into 6, with the first entry being, so let's say that I wanted to buy 100 shares. On 5 entries, I would buy 20 shares each time. Well, on the first entry, I'll buy 10 shares. The second entry, I'll buy 10 or 30. It really just depends, or maybe it's 20. It depends what the pattern looks like, where it bounces, and so forth. This may be, and it's not, if we just come down there and we start vacillating around there, we break through a little bit, we come back and we get a bounce one day, I may not be inclined to take the trade yet. I'm going to be looking for a little more strength inside of there. So now you've got to build out and develop your system of what you look for, what you do on those types of days. Someone move my stuff. Okay. Sorry. Uh, Give me a second. It's very dry here today, very scratchy throat. We had a new cleaning crew come in, same crew, new leader who cleaned my office, and now my Altoids are missing. So that one is out of my briefcase. I have them everywhere. Yeah. So, all right, let's go back into presentation. Economic reports. Let's go check it out. I've got them open already. So, ain't a whole lot happening. Guess why? It's the holiday week, baby. So, pending home sales today at 10 a.m. It's orange, so we're going to give it a 2 during the market hours. FOMC meeting. Ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's a 1. Right? That's a 1 right there. And then unemployment, that's at 8:30, so we're going to give that a 2. And then there's nothing on Thursday, Friday, and then of course on the weekends, and we're to next week already. So there's really not a whole lot happening anywhere along the way. Tomorrow's not a decision. Tomorrow's not we're going to have an increase or a decrease. That's not what we're looking at for tomorrow at all. Right? Instead, go here. So we've got a very, wow. So we've got an 84% chance of no drop in January. And you can see right here, Jan 28th is the next, this is January's date. Yeah? Yeah, okay. January 28th is the next meeting. A quarter point drop, there's only a 16% chance. I am not opposed to this at all. I think we might be going too fast. I definitely have some concern as the new Fed chair comes in mid-year. I don't know how long it's going to take for that person to get confirmed. I don't know who it is. Um, I don't know what it's going to take for them to get confirmed, but I think the only way they get the only way they get chosen for the position is they take a strong stance of we need much lower rates. And although I'm not opposed to having lower rates, there's a bunch of things we're looking to do with property. We're holding off right now purposely because of what's going on with rates. I'd like to see another one or two drop. I think we're going to see two next year. We could see three, but I think that would be iffy. I think we'll see two come next year. Which takes us down to 5.25, 5.75, 5.5, somewhere around there for as far as rates. Is the market open all day on the 31st? So keep something in mind, guys. If you go here and go to stock market holidays and do it this way, 2025. Right? The NYSE one is the one I normally go to, NYSE, New York Stock Exchange. Okay. Damn, they already have it changed out. So you can see for 26, they have nothing left for 25. Okay. So if you look here, you got Christmas Day. So you got New Year's Day, January 1st. There's nothing else listed there. There's no asterisk or anything like that. So we've got I guess it would be next year, right? Yeah, it's not this year, it's next year. So we've got nothing different on the second. There's no indication here of a closure. I don't see anything down here, November 24th. December 24th. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Because the holiday falls on January 1st, 2028. No New Year's Day holiday observed. What? I don't know. Oh, they're looking at 28. That's why. That asterisk is 28. So looks like we got a regular trading day. And again, for me, I'm not normally there. I'm not normally paying attention to the markets. I'll have alerts set up in case something does trigger on an existing position. Otherwise, I am not really focused on what's going on. Jim said per Google, early closures, 2025 early closures 1 p.m. July 3rd. Independence Day, Friday, November 28th after Thanksgiving, Wednesday, December 24th, Christmas Eve. Yeah, thanks for that, Jim. Much appreciated. Trip said, pay less interest, but pay more for everything else. Exactly. Inflation is coming around the door. Usually only half days on Black Friday, Christmas Eve. Exactly. I just want everybody to know how to find it. And that's the how. Right? Actually, my Outlook, which is the program that I use for my calendar and my email, that's what we use for company email as well. But my calendar, my assistant goes in and she's already taken all of the holidays for the market and she's marked them on my calendar. So I know exactly what's going on with that. So it may be a strategy for you. And normal trading day for New Year's Eve. Exactly, Jim. Yep. Let's see. I've not looked, but any markets closed half day this week. Okay, look, got it. Nope. Where we go. Oh, then 31st. All right, I think I got all the questions. If I missed the question, a lot of stuff came through there all at once. If I missed one, please let me know and I'll go back and answer it. Not a problem. Market review. Okay. So I don't know. I know that I feel like breaking out in song. I just don't know what the song is. Whoops, I did it again. We are the champions. I don't know, but something like that. Because everything I said about how we're going to break out and how we're going to pop came to fruition, as it has the last half dozen times when we've come to this type of situation. As stated, my expectation was we would break out. Oh, let me do this. Let's get the all-time high on there. We would break out with some kind of breakout in there. It wasn't going to be crazy. It wasn't going to be on massive volume. We were going to break above this fib line, above our um, actually, it was our highest closing high there, I think. I think this was our highest close was on this day. Not our highest high, but our highest close right here, right on that day. And I said, we're going to see the breakout in there, and then we're going to look for a pullback and the bounce will be strong. And sure as God made apples, that's exactly what happened here. Folks, it isn't rocket science. You need to talk it out. You need to be asking yourself these questions of what do I see? What's happening next? You know, look at the stock. You look at the market right now. I said the stock, the S&P, right? Where is it? It's in a bullish neutral bias. It's a rank of 2. If we close right here, what has to happen tomorrow for me to want to take a bullish trade? I need the stock to move up, break above, retest, bounce, and then and only then is a bullish trade taken. Well, Rob, what if it just breaks out? What if it just does this? Okay. Sit back in your chair, put your hands behind your head, scooch away from the computer so you can't touch the damn keyboard, and let it alone. Now, that's me. You're going to trade it the way you choose to trade it. Breakouts don't normally work. You don't get a lot of activity on the breakout. Are there some that do? Without a doubt. Here, this was a breakout. Man, that was awesome. Why didn't you just go bearish at that point? Oh, thank goodness you didn't, right? And I'm not saying there aren't some breakouts that work. There's always something that works. Always, right? But I would much rather see the break, the retest, and the bounce, and then and only then will I take the trade. That just gives me confidence because what happened? On the breakout, the bulls were in control. On the pullback to support, the bears attempted to take it back down. And the bulls went, no. You're not doing that, baby. And they bounced, and that's where the bulls took back over. Now, today, granted, we got this big gap to the downside there. My wife is absolutely freaking out because I think gold was down 20 points today. I mean, guys, I can't get my wife to listen to a thing about the market. Nothing. And the other day, I think it was Saturday. We were getting ready for our family party that we were going to at my brother-in-law's house. And my wife comes up to me and said, Goldman Sachs says that they expect by the end of 2026, gold to be up about 5,000. Like, who are you and what did you do with my wife? Because she has zero interest in it. Again, she's very focused on gold right now because we have some gold. Actually, she knows that I've got silver rounds, and she knows that I paid around $20 for them, and they're around $60 right now each. And it's like, you need to sell that. So she's on a metals kick right now of you need to get in, you need to get out, you got to do this, you got to do that. Bitcoin is down. Should you buy more? I mean, this is the type of stuff I've dealt with in the last week and a half, 2 weeks with her. But she's got gold futures on her phone that she could just look and say, okay, gold is at this price right now. She's gotten tired of asking Alexa because it actually was giving us wrong pricing on gold, which was funny. So when we look at the S&P 500, we're in a bullish bias. We're in a rank of 2 right now. I needed to break above the previous fib high. That's where I needed to go, right? And when you look, we've got an ABC drawn on here, right? So A is where the fib started, B is where the fib ended, and C is the lowest low that we made inside of there. We drew that. We had a 236 line that came in, and basically that says get above there and you're okay to start taking bullish trades. And from there, we just got this gap. We broke above, all-time high, closing high, all-time high, Friday, all-time high. And then today we're back down again a little bit, right? But above that, right above where we are now, is the 618. Just going to scrunch it a little bit there. Is the 618. Saw my crosshair on the screen. So this 618 right here is from the ABC pattern. ABC 236, 618, 1. This is our next target, 69.56. Well, Friday, we hit a high, the all-time high of 69.46, and we're looking at 69.56. Am I really that worried that we missed by 10 points on a $7,000 position? No, I'm not. As far as I'm concerned, we hit it. We backed off from there. Why? Economic news coming out, whatever's happening in the market causing this. I know I saw something while I was at the gym this morning on CNBC where they were saying that banks performed better than the S&P did this year. And they showed Goldman Sachs over $900. Maybe that's because my wife is paying attention to them now. They figure they got everybody since they got her. I don't know. But we're seeing overall good movement in some other positions that are outpacing the market. Banks doing it is interesting that they're outpacing, but how much are we going to see banks affected if lending dries up again? And I don't mean from the Fed. The money from the Fed is going to be able to come through to banks. It's banks being very selective on, yeah, we're not going to go ahead and lend money to you. You're not this perfect candidate with an 802 or a higher credit score, right? Oh, wait, you have 7 credit cards and you don't really use them? Well, yeah, no, we don't like you as a candidate, right? There's a lot of that happened in the past, from the '08 debacle. And I think we can get into some of that again as markets start to tighten, as labor starts to tighten. Okay, we've got some concerns there. And again, whether you like, guys, you can't take what I say as I'm on a side of politically or not. You've got to take it as what it does for the market. Whether you like what the president does or not, right, should have nothing to do with your decision of do I want to make money. It really can't. It shouldn't. Oh, no, he did something I don't like it, so I don't want to make any money off of that. I do it on spite. Forget that. I could care less, right? If we're seeing a labor tightening happen, if you're seeing labor tightening happen, and we're seeing multiple, large numbers of people leave the U.S. that are here illegally, those were jobs, many of them, that could now potentially go to someone in the U.S. But even with that, and I don't know what the numbers are, 1 million people, 2 million people have left. I don't know what's right or wrong, but it's been a large number from what they say. Even with that, we are still having problems where there are layoffs. And it's funny that a lot of this stuff is done silently and you don't even hear about it, right? Amazon, smart, the way they said that they were laying off an entire division. Oh, but we are hiring 40,000 or 400,000. I don't know what the number was. It was a big number. Seasonal workers. Yeah, that was people that are picking shelves, helping on deliveries, packing orders. You're talking about an AI division that you got people making 6 figures. Now you're talking about a position that's making $19 an hour, right? So, I mean, they were smart. I give them a lot of credit. I mean, I am a big fan of 2 things, really, and that is companies' commercials and the way they spin news. You may not like it, that they did something you feel was kind of sneaky. You may not like it, but I admire how they do things, right? That they were able to come up with a way that didn't make it sound so bad. It's the Surgeon General saying smoking is good for you. Doctors have proven. Yep, exactly, and it's no different. Okay, so we look at the S&P right now. I like it. But I need to back above the 69.03. But it came down today, Rob. Who cares? We just hit an all-time high on Friday. Who cares? What if it goes down again? Who cares? You know what I care about? One thing and one thing only. This is it. We have a low. We have a high. We have a higher low. And then we have a higher high. What does that represent? That's what that represents. Stair-step pattern. We're up. Oh, yeah, but it's not as pretty as that, Rob. I don't care. You can do bar counting. There's how many days it took you to get there and all that fun stuff. All I care is don't break me down below where that C was. That's all I care about. Or what if it comes down into a bullish neutral or a neutral, even a bearish bias? It's okay. Markets go up, markets go down. But this is why, for me, and this conversation came up not long ago with a bunch of individuals in one of our meetings, of I am still not hooked on swing trades yet. And not that we can't do some, but I am not locked in where swing trades are the thing. Oh, well, look, Rob, you had a couple of days in a row that were awesome. Yeah, we did. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 bullish days, a bullish move. It was even a bullish move off of this day, 5, 6 days. And we're finally down. We had 4 or 5 days here. But then you get this. Very difficult to get in that on a swing trade. You get in on a trade on a Monday, you get to Friday, and you've done this for 5 days. Your $7 option is worth $2.50 on Friday because the stock has hardly moved. And even if it has intrinsic value, all of the time has gone away. Right? Give me that stair step pattern. And that to me is a success pattern. That to me is an opportunity to be right. That to me is an opportunity to make some serious money. Yeah, there you go, Trip. Trip said, do you want to be right or do you want to be rich? Bingo, baby. Yeah, exactly. Diane, that's exactly it. My wife is she's I'm glad she's got an interest in it, that's for sure. Chances are a lot of jobs, Brenda said, chances are a lot of jobs were done by immigrants because we didn't want them. Very possibly. It's very possibly that some of those are out there, but listen, I am not an advocate for these huge minimum wage prices to businesses. Businesses can't afford it, and if you think they can, then that's fine, but you cannot gripe, you cannot bitch when their prices go up. You can't. I mean, I know a local pizzeria that uh, I know the owner of the pizzeria, and we got talking one day. I was like, "Do you have any idea what cheese is costing me right now, mozzarella?" He said, what's on that slice of pizza is almost as much as I'm selling the slice of pizza for. He said, that's how expensive it's become for me. Have you raised your prices? He said, I haven't been able to. Why not? Because pizza is very much this commodity type item that either everybody's raising their prices or someone's not going to sell pizza. Because if you're raising prices and nobody else is, I'm going somewhere else. And even with that, what is it? $4? Four and change for a slice of Sicilian pizza? 3.95, 3.90, whatever for a regular size. And damn, put some pepperoni on it and you're dead. I mean, you might as well call it a day. Um, let's see. Jim said you're spot on with your commentary. Our job as a trader is to make a great living off the markets. Exactly. Exactly. You know, guys, everything that I do in life, everything I focus on has a financial aspect to it. Can I take this hobby and turn it into something that makes money? There's a great book out there called Who, Not How. We make $1 million a year in sales. Your company, I'm talking about you now. We make $1 million a year in sales. Next year, we want $2 million. How do we do that? Who? Who do you find that can help you do that? We can't afford to hire that person. You can't afford not to. Because if they can double your salary, can you pay them $300,000 if they can, not your salary, your income? Can you pay them 300 grand if they can make you an extra $1 million? Uh-huh. Yeah. It's called Who Not How, right? Great, 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 great business book. It has nothing to do with market, but it is a mindset book, right? So it's the who, not how. So how do I become better at trading? Is one way to look at it. Who can I use? Can wealth builders help me with that? Is there a partner, a person I can partner up with that we trade together? I make one decision, they make another. See where I'm going with this? It's who, not how. So get out of your head that things can't be done. Right? I look at everything from a financial aspect of, okay, can I set up this business right now, start to grow it, figure out all the pieces, put systems in place, hire people to run it. I won't make all the money, but I make a lot of the money and do very little, if any, of the work at all. And there's a business I'm working on with that right now. Right? That was a big part of what I did in free time this last week was work on that. Right? And I love stuff like that. My kids, I drive them nuts. Drive them nuts. My oldest daughter, her husband is going to graduate as a CRNA is the designation, but it's the an anesthesiologist, a nurse anesthesiologist, basically. And they make a couple hundred grand a year, but if you go as a travel nurse, you can make double that. There's people making five, $600,000 a year, and you do it for 2 or 3 years. They pay your housing, they pay your food, they pay your transportation. You're working massive hours, 60 hours a week, and you're just, banking buku bucks to where you come home and say, "Oh, I'll buy this house for cash. Here's my $1.5 million home. I'm going to buy it all in cash, right? With cash, or whatever you do with it, investments, whatever it is." And some do it at the end of their career. But my daughter is saying, "Oh, well, that's great." And then they were talking about another piece where there are companies that do that, and they find these people and help them become these travel nurses, they're called. And I said, "Gina, that would be great for you." She said, "If my husband is making $600,000 a year," she said, "I'll stay home. I won't need to go to work." Right? I'm turning it into a business for her. And she's like, not for me. Don't want it. Everything I do has financial aspect to it, just like the market. How do I take this and make it a profit center? Right out of high school, folks. Right out of high school. Guys, I have done everything from owning a construction company to selling Kirby vacuum cleaners to Amway. I've been successful in all of them. I never got the big numbers in Amway. I had, 25 people under me or so, but never got big numbers in there. And then I lost interest in the whole model of the way they made some changes to it. But wealth builders, stock market, it doesn't matter. On and on and on and on. When I was in manufacturing, the success is there if you're willing to do what it takes to get there. And that's just it. For some, they're not. And I get that. I get that. But ironically, people say, "Well, Rob, you make money the most important thing to you." No, I really don't. I don't. Okay. Um, it's the three F's: faith, family, finance. Number three is making money. Because I believe if I can get these two right, this becomes easy. But only if I get the first two right. So it's not the most important thing to me. Does it have importance in my life? Very much so. Um, hey, Rick, I want both. There you go. Steven said, I think it's serious. This claim Americans don't want certain jobs. This is why kids live in their mom's basements and play Fallout instead of learning how the world works. Kids used to bust their butts pushing mowers and shoveling snow. I did it. I had the conversation. My mom and I were reminiscing. I lost my brother when he was 26. He was a year and a half younger than me. And my mom and I were talking about it this week. She was here at our home for Christmas, and we were talking about it. How Craig and I used to go out, 7 o'clock in the morning. We're ringing doorbells, people you don't know, blocks and blocks away, and all we have in our hands is a shovel each and an ice pick. That's it. And we're walking around. Can I shovel your sidewalk? How much you want for it? Give me $5. Okay, yeah, do it. $10, whatever it was, depending on the sidewalk. But never really more than that. And people would give you tips and so forth. And we'd come home with $150 after the whole day, 10 hours of shoveling, 12 hours, freezing, right? But we busted our butts to do it. We found a service that no one wanted to do. People didn't want to come out of their house and shovel. I pay people to do it by us. You can't get them to show up. My next door neighbor sat until 8 o'clock this week, this snowstorm, till 8 o'clock at night before somebody came to shovel, and already the stuff was ice on his sidewalk. I had done the front of his house for him with my snowblower, but he had his driveway and getting in and out of the driveway, his cars and all that were covered in ice that he couldn't do anything about. Right? So you can't get people to show up, or else I would never do it myself. But I agree with you, Stephen. I think there's opportunities to make money everywhere. You've got to be willing to do it, right? S&P 500, folks, is rocking right now. The next level I'm looking for to the upside is to hit this 65.96, and then that 7,000 is a natural next step. I don't know if I can move that a little bit. That blue zone. Okay, good. Let's see. Let's drag this out. I don't want to go too far. I don't know if I can drag this one. Oh boy. Talk about messing things up. There we go. Good enough. Oh, actually, I can take it from here now. Just want to drag it where it's visible. Nope. So undo on that. We'll try one more time. If I can get it, great. If I can't, I'm going to leave it. That's fine. So my next target is that 7,000, 7,007, that blue zone that's in there. I mean, it's just a natural progression in there. And then, of course, ultimately, I'm looking for that 7102 level on the upside. So 7,100 is close enough, right? We're in that range, in that zone there. Okay. So we look at VIX, which is fear. VIX had dropped down very nicely to about 1339. If we look, that 1339, it has been, where are we? December, so a year ago, before we've been down this low, right? We've had two major spikes on VIX this year, right in here, two major spikes. Wrong way. Let's go this way. I really can't. Won't let me do it. Okay. So, but we took a little bit of a bounce, which I am not concerned with at all. We're at 14 and a half. That's a really good number, actually. I like that 14 and a half. We've been there a lot. So that's fine. Don't worry about moving averages. They don't matter. As far as I'm concerned on VIX, moving averages mean absolutely nothing. Okay. All right. Here's our upcoming events. Let's see. I'm not even sure what's happening this week. So we got Inner Circle is tonight. It's our check-in. Trading You is also tonight. That's 8 o'clock. Mastermind group. Tomorrow night I'll be teaching. Wealth with Spreads Q&A is coming up on the 15th. Power Hour and Trading Coaches Playbook are on regular schedule, as is Pop, Covered Call Explorer, and E-mini are all on regular schedule. Right? Christmas Trading Advent Sale. Guys, keep your eyes open for the emails. All I can tell you. I'm not going to tell you what's in them. Keep your eyes open for the emails. We got different deals every day. You don't want to miss out on some of these. You're going to be really excited when you see some of what the team has put together for you. Weekly training topic, your trading plan for 2026. Guys, it hasn't changed much from 2025, right? I mean, I can't turn the camera around or else I would show it to you. On my wall, I had Sean make a cardboard sign, thick paper, the 100-pound type paper. I had Sean make a sign on my wall that I put on my wall. He's got Wealth Builders written on it. He put a little logo on there, and it says, "Just do it. Just do it." You can't go at anything. In my opinion, you can't be successful in anything if you're not willing to do what it takes to get there. You can't. You can have some successes, but being successful at it is a whole different ballgame. Don't let Nike see that. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, it's a phrase. I don't have their logo on there. I don't know if they're allowed to. You're allowed to use the phrase. You just can't use it and advertise with it and so forth. I have gone through a bunch of copyright stuff in the last week of what can and cannot be done. Copyright, trademark, free use, not free use, public domain, and one other, where I've spent a lot of time digging in on that because of some of the stuff that I'm looking at right now with this other business opportunity that we're looking to invest in. Yeah. There you go, Trip. So the opportunity is there, but you've got to be willing to do what it takes. You need to have a plan, right? We're going to talk about setting up some things for, in the next month and a half or so, of some of the things that we need to be looking on and working towards. But if you go over to the members area, not the members area, sorry, to the website, and you go over to trading resources, you click on trading resources, and you wait and you wait and you wait, scroll down, and you see time allocation worksheet. This is a download. It is an actual spreadsheet. You don't have to enter an email address or anything like that. It'll download right into your system. You'll see it in the top part of your system on Google or wherever you're downloading from, wherever your downloads go to. That time allocation worksheet is a worksheet that you need to fill out, right? And you should be doing this every year. Some of you work different hours. So Rick, who's been with me for a very long time, he and I are longtime friends here, and he's got different hours on different days, right? So what does he do? He needs to allocate on a Monday, and I'm making it up. On a Monday, he starts work at 10 o'clock in the morning, where on a Tuesday, he starts at 2 in the afternoon. So, and then he allocates those hours for work. He allocates the hours for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He allocates whatever's going on in his life. He's taking an origami class, or you're taking a dance class, or karate, a keto, whatever it is. All of those things that go on in your life, you allocate time for them. For your kids, for your spouse, you need to allocate time every week for it. After you've done all of that, whatever's left over, how much of that are you willing to put towards the market? How much of it? That's really what it comes down to. And Andrew dropped the link in there. Thank you for that, Andrew. Much appreciated. How much of that time are you willing to put towards the market? We have one of our students that spent 2 weeks with his wife lamenting over this spreadsheet to figure out exactly. They have 3 businesses. He is a home builder. He's got a farm. And then they've got a bunch of food product type stuff that they do also, like dried foods and things like that. So he's got a lot going on in life, right? 3 businesses, leader of his community. And he's trying to say, okay, where can I make this fit in? And he and his wife spent a lot of time. I give him massive credit. I've never put in as much work, no one has that I know of, as he did, he and his wife, to figure it out for themselves of what do I have, because he wanted to make this work, right? And that's what happens by putting in that time. So download this worksheet. It's free. It's a spreadsheet. It's yours, right? I don't see it. Nothing gets reported back to me. It'll work with Google Docs. You don't have to have Microsoft Excel. You can use it on Sheets, Google Sheets, I guess. You can use it on Google Sheets, but you're going to need to spend the time to do it. This is not a rush through thing. For some of you, you may be single. You have no things that you do after work. You work the same exact hours every day, Monday through Friday. You have nothing that you do at night, right? You start at X time in the morning, get out X time in the afternoon, whatever it is. For you, it's very easy. If you've got kids, other obligations, part-time job, whatever it is, you work during the day, your spouse works at night, you're taking care of children while your spouse is at work, your spouse takes care of them while you're at work, right? You've got to fit all of this in, right? Oh, I travel for work, so on this day I'm not home, on that day I'm not home. You've got to be able to figure that out, but you've got to find time to set aside. And then once you do, you need to have that systematic approach. It's 4 simple words: identify, enter, manage, exit. 4 words. Guys, here, I'm going to tell you right now. Let me see. I don't remember the name of it. Andrew, we need to get the upcoming classes on our PowerPoints. Strategies that scale. Andrew, you have a link for that for them to register? Is it ready? Is that page ready for them? So strategies that scale are just that. It's great to say I've got a strategy and I figured it out and I got it to work and it has a 51% win rate if I go 1-to-1. Okay, you're not really doing much there, right? You're not the house, that's for sure. You're kind of taking a chance of one wrong step and you lost everything that was potential profit there. But if we don't have a link for it just yet, keep your eye open for that. It's coming up next week. Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, I've got classes, and then some of the week after that as well. But the whole idea behind it is, what can I do to go from where I am now to excel myself to that next level and then be able to scale that from there? So where you are now, let's say, is 0. And that's where many are. You're not doing any trades at all, funded trades. You're at 0. And then now, how do we get you from 0 to here, which is not hero? That went to, I'm doing 1. And I figured it out. Now I can scale it to 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100,000, Brenda, right? All the way up here. Can you see my hand? No, there we go. All the way up here, right? Where you could scale that sucker up from where you are. And that's what you need to look at, is what is it going to take? What is it going to take for you in 2026? Here we are. I mean, we're at New Year's, right? So we're going to talk about that New Year's resolution, just like we did last year. Some of you did it. Some of you did not. I can tell you that last year at this time, if you looked at my blood work, there were probably, and we don't play. The doctors that I use is concierge medicine. They don't play. They test everything. We're testing more stuff. I just took tests that I've never even heard of before. And there were 100 plus markers on my list of things that I went for blood work for. And I was probably close to half of them, 40% of them for sure, were out of range all over the frickin' place. And I'm talking massive and not small stuff. You know, triglycerides were super high. For me, I'd never had levels like that, super high, right? Cholesterol, good cholesterol has always been a problem for me. Bad cholesterol, I've never had a problem with that. There's no problem going up. Um, Whatever it was, my numbers are all over the place. Right now, on just over 100 markers, we just did the blood work. On just over 100 markers, I have five that are in the red, five. And every one of them are in the red would be that the top range is 52, and I'm at 54 or 53. Only one, and I knew that one was going to be because of a supplement that I take. Only one was at a point of, wow, that's a lot different. You know, that's not 1 or 2 points away. That was 10 or 12 points away. So it should have been 50 and I was at 60 or something. But we expected that one to be high, right? So for the stuff that I set out to do in 2025, I accomplished a big part of it, right? From what I can tell, I've added about 12 pounds of muscle mass to my body at 61 years old. 60 when I started, 61 now. In the last year, I added about 12 pounds of muscle mass. We'll find the exact numbers when I do a DEXA scan again in April, I think. Um, but I have a scale that measures all of that. And I know where I started, I know where I am right now. Okay. So I see the difference in there. So now take that same exact thing and relate it back to trading. The trading part wasn't something that I was worried about. Trading is working for me. What I was worried about is more health, right? Because if I've already figured out a way to make money, if you can do that and figure out how to make the money, don't you want to make it last as long as you can, where you have a good life, not just a life, not one spent in bed for the last 10 years of it, right? I want lifespan, not health span. Right? No, backwards. I want health span, not just lifespan. I want to live a healthy life until I die, not just live. Right? That is not a place for me. Um, Linda said, a happy and healthy new year to you and your family. Thank you for the Advent specials. Do you have Dr. Atia's book? I am listening to it right now at the gym, Linda. He is awesome. I'm in the process of reading it. Congrats on your health improvement. Thank you. Um, from Rick said, from the CEO, my CEO, Chuck Robbins of Cisco, if you don't own your calendar will own you. Oh, yeah. Amen to that. I Googled Nike's slogan, just do it. It's copyrighted or trademarked. The reply was yes, Nike's just do it is a slogan, is trademarked, not copyrighted. There you go. Happy New Year to you too, Brenda. Where are we at? So, guys, what candidates, what stocks do you want me to take a look at? We still have a couple of minutes. What do you want to look at? Drop them in. Whew. Wow, having a week off, I could feel it in my throat, not talking like this. And if you have not picked up Dr. Atia's book, ATTIA, I think it is, um, go and do it, guys. Go, don't even think about it. Go and do it. Let's see. We got Deborah's asking for RKLB. All right, so probably need a fib on this one. If you like it, then you should have put a fib on it. All right, 53 to 58. I got $5 in there, so we're good on that. And we needed something that would be bigger than this one. If we did the small one here, we would have not had, it would have already broken through it. So um, 70 to 80. Oh, you know what? I don't have all of my symbols up there. Okay. Ah, here we go. Too much stuff running in the background. We just froze. Well, I apologize, but I'm not going to be able to get it going for you guys for the candidates today. So sorry about that. Hey, everybody, with that, we're going to wrap it up. Let's do this. You got a couple of things, a couple of links in your chat box in the chat today. So go ahead. We'll keep the room open a few minutes. Go and click on those links and get started with those. With that, everybody have a great rest of your day. Have an amazing New Year's Eve slash day. God bless, and I will see all of you back here next week. We will be doing everything else. Power Hour, Pop will be going on today, and so forth. But for many of you, I'm not going to see you again until next week. So there will be no Trade with Rob this week. I'm not doing any of that. Again, this is not a big trading week for me, so I'm not going to give trading suggestions out, trading ideas rather out to people if I'm not trading anything. So have a great one, everybody, and I'll see you all after the new year. Take care, folks.